Hello, Wild Wisdom Warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, shamans from around the world. And hello, Facebook. Looks like I am on Facebook and going live. So hello, Facebook, to everyone who's here. Thank you for being here. And YouTube, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, this is Lily's journal, live journal. And today I'm going to go into a really biblical subject. And I wanted to talk today about the prophecies. And I wanted to talk about the end time prophecies. So thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Natasha. Hello, darling. Thank you so much. Hello, Santa, all the way from Australia. Thank you so much. So today is just sparkling water with some lime and some ice because it's a little bit hot. Good morning in Australia. Okay, wonderful. Here I'm all. Good morning. Sunshine, all right. Sunshine in a glass as well. And off we go. We're going to be biblical today. How about that? So here's a little bit of sunshine. Hi, sunshine. You're here. I'm all sunshiny today. So here's to all of you. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to be talking about the end time prophecy. And the last or the final battle, or as I've been talking about the warriors and how we as warriors can actually approach this final battle. And this is the revelation period that we're living through, as I like to say, that we're living through right now. So I'm going to talk about that and more about all kinds of things that are happening today and how it relates to that correction timeline, or to how we as human consciousness, the totality of human consciousness, how are we moving forward in our evolution. So this is ultimately, so here's to all of you, my shamans. Thank you so much for joining me. Very nice. Oh, I think I screwed up my thing on Facebook. Hello, Wild Hello, YouTube. Hello, shamans from around the world. Okay. Okay. Looks like I am on. Okay. I'm gonna start all over again on Facebook. Sorry. Or maybe I won't. Okay. You guys hearing me okay? All right. I guess I can't. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Oh my God. So I'm just going to go live again. Okay. So back to live journal. All right, you guys. So I'm going to be talking today about the end time prophecy and how we as shamans recognize those prophecies coming to fruition. And this is why the reason why I'm time traveling, absolutely, Santa. Wonderful. Thank you, Ramus. Hi. Thank you for being here. Wonderful that you can all hear me. Great. So, all right. So I wanted to approach this from the prophecies of Revelations. And so because we're all so familiar with those prophecies, so why not be biblical, right? And talk about prophecies that that talk in the Bible. And so today that Jesus talked about, and many sort of Christian prophecies, and then of course the Native American prophecies and things that are my passion. So I wanted to sort of unite those and talk about how the shamans, and each shaman, whatever we develop in our individual authentic abilities, is where that this is where you, as I call that, when you activate in your blood codes or that DNA, that junk DNA, like the science refers to. It's the same science, by the way, that is putting out there its actions and all of that, saying that a little piece of cloth is going to protect you from virus, right? This is the same type of science. So they call it a junk DNA. But when you are what you call it, I don't like that word activating, but when you are on this, like I talked about, when you are on this path of what if you alchemy or knowing they self, and so this is your knowing they self is that climb or stairway to heaven, or that you climbing to come into the king's chamber, which is your holy trinity, right? And so then from there within you can see through the dark, you can see all that is, and then your internal and external reality aligns. And this is the process of enlightenment, as some call. And so what I talked about, and how to recognize that time. And so all of the end time prophecies, and like many have talked about, and this is even what my Wild Wisdom Warriors group is named after, is after the wisdom of Native Americans about this end times and the final battle. Okay. And I'm going to talk today about the final battle from a metaphor perspective. And the way, like I said last time in my journal, I absolutely love animal wisdom. And so I am enjoying this. And so telling us stories about the wisdom of animals is actually quite a joy for me. So it's a passion. So what I want to look at this final battle, and I know that many of you guys are going through this, and you know that we are in this final battle. This is the final stage, but yet as warriors, we already know that it's been predicted, so it means that it is already done. And so and so I want to look today from a biblical perspective, okay? A little bit. Just a little bit. Just very basic things, okay? And this is why I picked those four verses from the Bible. And so because many of people are familiar with those with Christianity, so Revelations 5:5, and then Revelation 16:14, and then 1 Corinthians 15:25 through 26, and Ephesians 1:21 through 23. So those are the sort of the four four booms. Oh my Lord. Four booms. Here we go. All right. So I'm laughing. Four booms. I'm going biblical, darling. All right. Hi from my darling over here to everybody. Okay. So we go in booms. The other way we can approach this, as I talked about, you guys, and I also like to bring the nature into it and bring more of the feminine wisdom to it. And then I bring this into more sort of or root this or anchor this, root this in sort of in the four elements and that fifth element, how it all operates really truly through that. And so this is the nature of human being that that's gonna reveal itself. This is the revelation. And so, and the nature of human being is that he is, like I last time I said, is that direct connection to God through this knowing they self, as Jesus taught how to a temple within, right? Santo, you say there seem to be a lot of literal interpretations of kingdom within, leading to overstating what the Egyptians and before them Atlantis civilizations were actually doing. Right, what they were doing, those civilizations, is they were, and this is what it talks about in Ephesians 1 in 1 through 23. It talks about this on, the four dominions of earth, right? And then, so here's your pyramid. 4 dominions, right? Four sides: power, dominion, rulers, and whatever. But I'm not gonna read or go through it. I can't recite things. My memory doesn't work that way. I remember the whole thing, not the word by word. So anyway, so when you put those together, so what I did is today, even with that, I give you 4 different puzzles, and all of those are prophecies from the Bible, right? All of that is the prophecy to come through in the end times. And so those are your 4. And the other thing to that, and are your 4 elements. You can look at that. These are the 4 elements that combine in the way they operate as one. And then this is how human being self-realizes and becomes the star, becomes that 5th element. And meaning this is what that quintessence of human being means. And this is that 5-pointed star that in inverted, flipped, blood-hungry reality. That's why it is then in inverted form. And this is why I put in there a prophecy about the symbolism and the magicians that use black magic. I said we're going to get into that a little bit. And so this is the other side sort of to that whole side of reality. So when you talk about Santo, the kingdom within, yet on the external, right? In our external reality, that pyramid had 4 sides, but yet what is the 5th side? It's the point center where all sides connect. And that's the 5th element, right? And so, so what they were doing with those pyramids, like I said, it's very simple. It represents the human being in its form. And then look at King's Chamber. That's what it is. This is that. It represents our mind. Look at the eye of the Horus. That represents our mind. It's all represents, and then your external reality is in balance with your internal, which is your Holy Trinity. And then your 4 external sides to the reality that you manifest. So it's your manifested reality through the principles of nature. And this is how we manifest as human beings. And so this is the nature. So this is why I said the pyramid is because this is the mind of it all, and there is no words for it. There is unexplainable. It goes above and beyond all. So it is all that is breathes. It's the breath of life. That's the quintessence of human being. And so how do you represent that in this form? So here's what pyramids represent, is that human mind in the state of its perfect, enlightened, in equilibrium, anchoring Christ conscious, if you want to, consciousness, if you want to look at it that way. But this is the divine human being, or as Gnostics would call, the anthropos. This is the anthropos. This is that, or as Native Americans said, there is going to come a time, right, when the 13th tribe will rise up, or as some say, rainbow tribe, because it is back to the original heavenly frequencies, which is pure, which is 7 heavens, right? Heavenly frequency. And so this is what because we're dealing with demonic frequency invading heavenly frequency. And so this is what the mind then represents. And like I said, this is why Egyptians in their pyramid had all the animals engraved on it to show, like I said, that the essence of the animals are also, because we're that almighty God, all that it is, that goes beyond any separation or fragmentation, where there nothing is fragmented. And so I also put in there a biblical, one of the biblical predictions about the fact that the change of ages, in the process of that restructuring or switching into the age, a new cycle or natural new cycle that we are going through. And this is what I call, or maybe I don't know where I picked up that, but basically the transition, or the healing period, or the transition of this, or as in biblical times, or in biblical terms, you can say that this is a separation of the those of that carry a heavenly frequency, and then the demonics, right? They're going to be separated, and we're going to be having the eyes to, those that have the eyes to see will see, and those that and everything, like I was saying, we're going to gain clarity, a full clarity. And this is what 2020 is all about. It's initiating a full clarity on collective level. And you tell me, and I said in 2017 we will have zombie apocalypse. We will. Aren't we having zombie apocalypse right now? You tell me. Do you see zombies out there walking around? We need brains. We need brains. We don't have enough brains to figure out that a piece of cloth does not protect from virus. We need brains. We don't have brains to put two and two together. We don't know. We don't know. We're zombies. We don't know. We need brains to figure out that a piece of cloth does not protect from virus. We need brains. Zombie apocalypse. And they're suffocating their children too, because they don't have any brains. So who's going to stand up for children? Zombies are out there suffocating their children because they believe a piece of cloth is protecting them from a deadly virus. Oh, they're not zombies. Oh, no, not zombies at all. Mademoiselle Zombie, I am calling them zombies. When I am on the walk with a dog in the morning and there's people out there, I say good and say good morning to me. I say good morning, zombie. They go, oh. I laugh. What? And then I say, you need brains. All right. So I am still on Facebook, apparently. Okay. So yes, absolutely. This is zombie apocalypse, you guys. So we are seeing that. Okay. And so now we know now, but those who have the eyes to see now, they see, oh no, we know what we're doing. We have a diaper on our, how are you going to take these people seriously? With the diaper on their face. I mean, it makes me want to laugh every time when the police would come at me with those things. I mean, it, like when they walk, I'm like, I want to laugh. So this is the thing, you guys. This is the kicker. This is the kicker. Because acting this way, so imagine that. An organization that tells Americans, oh, the piece of cloth is going to protect you from deadly viruses. What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing? By these actions. With their actions and their written and spoken record, they already have fortified their right to govern. And that's all you have to prove in court to sink that damn ship. That's all you have to do. Because they fortify their right by their action that is on the record, spoken and written, that they're insane. They are insane, and they proved it to you. And then it's a conspiracy to defraud United States. So go get them. Go get them. Zombies not going to be able to handle the truth. Is someone in court with the diaper on their face can handle the real science? Will they be able to handle real science in court? Or will they fortify their right to govern? So, when lion awakens, what do you think going to happen to the demonic hyenas? You guessed it. So, they're going to try to prove to you that you're insane, but not wearing that diaper on your face? That's what they did to me. They called me into court. They invited me to show them how they fortified their right to govern. Excusez-moi, Mademoiselle Schneider. Excusez-moi, Mademoiselle. That's what you're going to see. Yeah, they quietly recanted, but like I said, written and spoken record, Judith, they can run from it. Clarity. You're either moving forward or you're going space dust. And the choices are clear. So, and there is no power above the quintessence of human being, because that's the ability to communicate with God. And that's basically why this thing is because ultimately, you guys, it was all about, because it's a conspiracy to defraud. Because it's a conspiracy to defraud, so here comes your the sales of the diapers, and so here's your Walmart and federal money and all of that stuff. So imagine all of the conspiracies that going on there. Imagine what's going on in Walmart. Okay. And not to say that that the state and city government are not doing that. They're all in this together. So it's just they're doing it between themselves. It's just all there is to it is the ability to shine the light on it, the dark and the light on both sides, and because they always play both sides. Okay. Always. And this is where my Soviet Union experience comes in. And so, like I like to say, when you hyenas out there, hyenas, when you pick at a lion and then you go and you yourself break your own laws with Walmart and give me an invitation to seize all your records, then, excusez-moi, I will shine the light on what you invited me to shine the light on, right? So, here we go. Here we go. Let's the doors open for all of that. And let's show how it is already been fortified by all of these agencies. Their right to govern have been fortified because they've colluded. They've colluded. They've colluded. Okay? That's a conspiracy. That's a real conspiracy. So here comes the real Russian collusion. The lion is pissed. So I'll show you Russian collusion, Mademoiselle Schneider. Hi, Ray. Hi, Ray. So, Mademoiselle Schneider. So, I'll show them Russian collusion. They give me an invitation to show them the real Russian collusion. How am I not going to take it? They orchestrated it, but Santo, Let them collude with me. Here, collude, блядь. Collude with me, блядь, вашу мать. Collude. Okay. I think I'm here. I don't know if I'm still on Facebook, but anyway. Okay, 30 minutes. So collude with me. Here's the collusion. I'll show you collusion. Oh, yeah. Revelations 5:5. Let's see the collusion. Let's see how we collude. Okay. I'm having way too much fun. Yes, Judith. The whole thing is October 1st. So I've been invited to a party on a ship. I'm going to bring a hammer with me, or a few. Okay, a hammer or a few. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna collude. I'm gonna collude. I'm gonna collude. Oh, the lion's pissed. Okay. So, yeah. So all is in divine time, in divine timing. So you guys enjoy this show. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay. So, any questions so far about the prophecies? So anyway, so this is sort of, and this is the stories, like the stories that Siberians would talk about, like we're in the age of the wolf right now, right? And this is, I think in the Bible, there's refers somewhere to the lion and the wolf and things like that, right? And so there is a sort of metaphors about this final battle. And like I talk about, for those that have the eyes to see, Jerry, I'm going to come back to that a little bit and give you a few clues about what's about to unfold with that. The wall plus Mart. Anyway, so but before, I kind of want to focus a little bit on the story about the hyenas and what are because there's a metaphor, and a lot of that metaphor, and it is sort of talks about the nature of human being. And so as many are talk about, like currently there is this like call to awaken, and people are starting to waken up for real. And what that truly means is people are starting to see what some of us had been through. Some of us been on this path, on awakening path, and some of us that's been here, holding sort of the frequency or the heavenly frequency and doing the work ourselves. But more than that, we were experiencing quite a bit. And now is the time, like I say, to turn our experience into that sort of fire that will burn anything that it doesn't suit collective human consciousness, so we can space dust it and rise like the phoenix into the new age. That's the human consciousness sort of rises up through the heavenly frequency, and that's the through nature, the pillar or the existence here, or the original reality before the invasion of this demonic dimensions, because this is the spiritual invasion, and so into human mind. And so this is why I said it is the mind control and abuse. All of the abuse has to do with the mind control, because it's all about controlling collective mind. And this is where your magicians and all come into play. And like you guys, the things that, and so back, whoever was talking about, the big store that I was talking about, and Jerry, you said that they have factories in Wuhan and that they traffic children, and the whole Walmart history is a myth. It is a complete, well, this is the thing. They, you guys have no idea how much Walmart is getting federal money in the past. It is a number that it will break you guys. How much of that money, federal money, goes for those activities, Jerry, including the Wuhan factories. So yeah, it's all has to come out because the collective human consciousness has to go through this cleaning process, or this is what, like I said, this is the burning and the separation, dust to dust, and then the living, those that have the fire or the passion or the breath of life, or the original of breath of fire breath, because when you are the essence or the quintessence, and so this is the living soul, then you possess all those four sides in external reality. So your element of fire is also, so you balance in everything. So you can look also at this prophecies as how now do we combine all these different prophecy. And like I said, each and every one of you as an individual shaman, right? You develop your own abilities and capabilities, and those abilities, right? They are your own, authentic to you, right? And so now those abilities are now is the way you see it. This is your pyramid. So when you go inside, this is what you put on there. This is how and you can read everything what's there, right? So think of it this way, right? So your external and your eternal are in balance. And so so now the other thing, Jerry, and about that previous company that I was talking about, that's getting all the millions and billions and gazillions in federal money. And by the way, if they do, this is the thing, they are not private company, so they're public. So that's why they cannot give me any tickets for any trespassing, because it's a public property. So it's just funny to me. They're like inviting me to look into their stuff. Okay. Okay, thank you for the invitation. Okay. So anyway, so when those sort of, and this is the funny part, like if you would see here, you guys, this is like in pyramids here. I have black jaguar, like I don't know, 4 or 5 different the one I painted, there's jaguars everywhere, there's one on the floor, so this is my pyramid, this is my external reality. Okay, and so this reminds me of the wisdom that I belong to, because just like all this animal wisdom, that I belong to it all. We belong to eternity. So, but here's another weapon, right? The Holy Trinity. And this is what I talk about that when you come to your sort of realization what it is. And so Santo, that's interesting. You said, yes, we're all fortifying our realities in our own unique way. And this is what it is. And this is why in many cases that many people call this, and even in the Bible, it says the judgment will come. Because is what by their fruits you will recognize them, and all this other stuff, and then the judgment will come. In which way? You can't escape justice, you can't escape rebalancing of consciousness, you can't escape. This is and so the reason you fortified your rights is because when you do that, and this is in another form, it is just that maybe this is in a form of a legal more language, it is saying that you have shown to us that you are incompetent in governing, right? So or you're incompetent. But when we look at that, so you're not, and this is what, and by the action of showing that incompetence, you actually show the damage that it's doing to the totality of human consciousness. Okay? And so this is how, by showing those actions and showing the record, or like I say, by being a living witness, because you are a living witness here, and you yourself experience this. Okay? And so like I say right now, why was it that, and so I myself experienced this, right? And so now I have the ability to shine the light on it, because I had, aloha Teresa, because I had the experience, right? There's a lot more experience that I had. I didn't know how it's going to apply to certain things, into how to show this action that show the record, how to show the record of action and written and spoken record. To show those three things, that it came from one place. And so through that, through showing and through shining the light, you are the living record. Jose, you said, what is it exactly do you mean by the record? You are the living record. You are the living record, right? That's what, so you see everything. You have the eyes to see, you have the ears to see. And so this is the karma. So you are the justice. You are the judgment. You are the lion that has to fight off the hyenas, because hyenas want your power. They want your reality. And so, yes, Sanita, it is in us. Everything is in us. And so where we are at that point, then we know that who we are. We are that lion. And so now we know our power. And so this is where I say you can put your power where you know or you experience something, right? So like I say, they go ahead. I've experienced Soviet Union. I know exactly what it's about. I know how, when, who, why. So I come here, and then this is a constitution, right? And so I came here for constitutional freedoms. And as soon as I tried to exercise my constitutional freedoms, I immediately got what? Soviet Union in every hole I got. Soviet Union, me, in United States of America. Yes, Amy, my childhood was a boot camp, but I had a lot of animals to raise me. So I am absolutely there where I need to be. Very grateful for my childhood. It was absolutely magical. Well, whatever. I know people call me KGB Lily. I know. I think it was Randy Moran that told everybody, or was it, what's his name? That told everybody that I was KGB, but they all call me KGB. Okay, whatever you want to do. I'll show you Russian collusion. You want to collude? You want to know a real Russian collusion? Come to me. I'll show you. I'll show you. Come to me. Thank you. Eyeshadows. Beautiful. Thank you. Anyway, all right, you guys. Well, 45 minutes. So anyway, so this is the final, but this is a spiritual battle, right? So as a warrior, in all these years, I was talking about how as a warrior, you develop your sword and then you know how to, you know, what your powers are and all of that stuff. And then you gain this ability now, like I said, once you wield your sword, you know how to separate that chaff from the wheat. You know, they are, Amy, they are not just scared. They are now gonna be taking the diapers off of their faces because they're gonna be ashamed to wear them. Now they're gonna take those diapers off of their faces and probably will recycle them because they're going to be shitting their pants. That's what's going to happen. Julesy, you said full moon in 7 hours and 5 minutes. Yes, you guys. And so this is the new sort of cycle starts with this new moon. I don't know how to explain this, but anyway, it starts something new. So you Judas, you talk about the war, yes, and the warriors, and this is why I called ourselves warriors long ago, and I kept focusing on staying wild, Judith, and the reason for that is because staying wild meaning stay in your eternity, stay with eternity, no matter what's going on, war. Of the minds, and this is all of this, it's 100-year war. Okay, so when you think about it, and it was exactly 100-year war, and it was on the human mind, it was a 100 years experiment, that whole manifesto of you know who, блядские жиды, they like to drink blood. They made a manifesto for themselves, right? Pale Horse. Have you read it? Right? They wrote a manifesto on how to make this experiment. And so the final battle is going to be here. It's going to start here, but that battle is going to go through the whole world. It's going to start here because this is the true this is the true free land that as Constitution protects, God Almighty power over the land, and the Constitution was in agreement with the Native Americans and the land. So here's your record. Again, somebody asked, what's the record? So here's the record, right? So here's the written record. Because see, now it's not just, oh, you got to go and show what's wrong with the law. No. This is not what you do. right now, when you shine in light on the whole thing, you show how both sides are working together to enslave humanity. So you don't go and you go and when they invite you, because they break their own rules. So when they invite you, what you do is you look at who has invited you and who is the one that threatens you to stop doing what you're doing. And then you look at them both. You look at, oh, let's look at what is this organization or authority over me is doing with this, and how they are conspiring to defraud Constitution in a way. So now you got to show the other side, right? And so you got to show where it does not apply. And so this is how you show the action, right? And then the record. And the record, you show the record and you can show spoken and written. And once you have those, there's your conspiracy. This is all done, you guys. I told you Soviet Union was a test, and this is where they did it. They've tested it. It worked. They turned Soviet Union into the zombie state. I've experienced that zombie reality. Okay. And what they've done, and all of that they brought here. And like I've told you, Eisenhower betrayal was the record or recorded agreements. Those are agreements that are recorded that could be brought in for their own records, because they're recorded. They're just hidden. Everything is recorded. And so that's why everything hidden, it has to be revealed. So you have to, because like I even mentioned last time, you guys, I mean, it's not hidden now. If all you have to do is just want to go and research what companies in America had adrenochrome patent, held adrenochrome patent. And why did they held adrenochrome patent? Find out why. And that's all you need to sort of see and know, and then off you go. So it's just what had happened is the manifesto, and then Santo, what they did is that master slave and slaves. And so now what is happening is that because of that, because see, diaper on the face and they can't do anything, because it's either master slave, they can't do anything. They're showing you. So in a way, they're showing you that they've already, I mean, they're accepting their karma basically by doing that. So they're fortifying by their action then. So they're giving you the signs. So now all you have to do is go into the ship and put the hammer into the bottom of that ship. Okay? They've invited us to do that. Yes, ending, Santo, absolutely. There is no more of that, the ones that need the innocence to have salvation, and eternity, to be able to have eternity, they need to drink a little bit of eternity. Is it because you're full of eternity, or you ain't got none? Of course you ain't got none. Absolutely right, Emmy. The artificial strand goes poof. And I think this is when in 2014, in my very original interview, my prediction was that dust to dust, and ultimately, and this is what I say, after 2021 or 2024, there is those 3 years where there's be completely sort of that the genetic that artificial genetic, because this is what it is. It's an artificial genetic, but it's not fully artificial. So it's like, but the reason what they do is just is that there's a certain bloodlines that got exploited um, by artificial strand. Okay, and so this is the spectrum, Amy, into what, and but those that are completely like I said, they're zombies mentally, because when they're broken, because like I said, they're all broken mentally when they're children. And so when they do this to a very strong soul that knows eternity, they do this to through torture and all of that stuff to to feed on that. But what can happen, eternity is for it's unlimited. And so when an individual, no matter how they're now reality here, even if they were pushed into certain direction, and certain things have been sort of, they certain genetics have been sort of propped up in their sort of being and in their reality, manifesting by by that sort of effect or connections to the past, or whatever the carrier of that, because it's all about the demonic dimensions. And so it's about carrying those demons, actually, and having the ability in the physical form, or having that infested or degraded genetics to that point, to be so artificial, to only know rape and abuse and all of that stuff, like animal. And then the rest is artificial, which is a demonic form. So it's like a animal, half human soul. And then it's also combined with the artificial or the demonic sort of so instead of soul and living soul, it's like the demon is there. And that's why there's so many like demonic frequencies and stuff like that. So I hope you understand that. A second death, somebody's asking about second death. Where did it go? Somebody said, Amy, you said, are they demons? I thought demons are organic. What's corrupting people are archons. Well, sub archons, I've called them. Those are the bloodlines that have. We're all infected with that artificial DNA. We are. Okay. But I'm saying that if you know that it's like overriding. It's like, when this computer, right? And then that, you have access over here to, let's say, quantum computer. It's invisible. Imagine that it's quantum computer over here. Right. So I just, so you just, this doesn't work. You don't go, this doesn't work properly. Something's wrong. You go, oh, I can always use my quantum computer here. So this is why I say it's so important to be awake. Like you say, Ramus, to be truly awake, to be truly the wisdom warrior, to have the sword you can wield, to have the pyramid, to have the four corners of reality in balance. So all of that, right? And so so now that in Tim, you're talking about the insanity with kids and what's going on in the school. And what are we doing? Letting the zombies suffocate our children. Where in Constitution is that okay to do so? And this is, again, this is they, by their action, by their written record, by their spoken record, they have fortified their right to educate our children. Because they don't have brains to figure out a piece of cloth not protecting from. Oh, they don't know. They don't know it's not protecting from a virus. Oh, they don't know it's got to protect them from their stupidity. Oh, okay. So they fortified that right to educate all our children. And they can be sued because they're getting federal funding. It's unconstitutional. So it's like, ta-da! Wakey, wakey, Americans. The world's waking up. How about us? Let's wake up already. We got to do this fight. We got to do this final battle. But we're lions. We're lions. So let's step up, lions. And so let's do what we need to do. We need to get going. So let's get going. Let's get going. And so that the battle's coming. So here comes the Russian collusion. Ready or not, блядские жиды. But I'll show you Russian collusion. So anyway, yes, what they're doing, Amy, it's a constant state of emergency. What they're doing, and what record will show, the reason why they're doing this and blocking the air to everybody, because first of all, they're not going to get enough oxygen to their brain, right? And when people don't get enough oxygen to their brain, they get angry. They go into fly or fight mode. And they want to create what? Riots, right? They want to create riots. So they're using that for that. And then, as record will show, that the health department, and so what? Your hospitals are now what? Insane? Incompetent? Conspiracy to defraud? Hospitals? Insurance companies? Everyone. They're all in on it. They're all in on it. Julesy, stage 4. Stage 4. So, and all it is by showing the conspiracy to defraud, you show that they fortified the right to govern anything in any form, shape of, who's insane now? Who's insane now? You with diapers on your face. Who's insane now? Race violence. It's crazy what they're doing with race violence, inciting that. And that's why they're making them wear masks, because it's ultimately why they're doing this. And so, and then all the environment, even let's say in Walmart, 19.6, I think, percent oxygen that's required for a human being to even work in any environment, any company, any corporation to work. You require, and you're not getting that much with wearing masks. No matter how you go about it, there's records on that too. So here's another side to it. Absolutely, there are tombs run by devils. It is definitely a hyenas playground, Judith. Hospitals is hyenas playground. It is an absolute pit. So they're dealing in soul energy there, and so now we, this is all showing to you because they're basically forcing their incompetence on us. So they are forcing it on us now. And so time for things to change. Absolutely. We're going to be changing things because this is obviously is not working. And so, but you can't say that there is no clarity anymore. And so this is, of course, there's clarity. There's clarity on who's doing what, and then there is gonna come clarity. So you who. So why? You gotta ask why. When things happen, you go. First question is why, and then from there, once you go why, then you'll come across who are other accomplices and all of that stuff. Who, when, and how. And so all of that is, again, that 4 questions. Why? And all of those 4 questions, you could look at them as 4 elements. And there you can see your circle that creates that. What is the nature of the situation? Okay. And that's so yes, it requires a quantum state of mind, Santo. Absolutely. To see what is hidden in plain sight. Absolutely. And so this is why this is shamanic qualities. This is shamanic abilities, are that this quantum state of mind. Staying out of their zone. Tim, hi Tim. You said the hard part is staying out of the zone, of the zombie zone, you mean? Oh yeah, my God. I had to go to the store, get something. I can't even go because, and here I see a zombie and he's rolling 2 children on the thing, on the cart. And they're, in zombie uniform. And I am going, oh my God, oh my God. I'm going, oh my God, help me, because they do not know what they do. I said it out loud. The lady was like, oh shit. Help me, God, because they do not know what they do. They're suffocating their own children. And this is where I get pissed. This is where the lion gets pissed. Because they're the zombies suffocating their own children. And this is how. And other abuse. And then all those other abuses are, now you guys, you know that all the money, no matter what, federal, not federal, all the money for any abuse or any corruption, January 20th, 2017, executive order. So any abuse and corruption, that's the foundation for, why you can complete, that takes it out at the core. That takes it out at the root. Okay. So now you can take it by the root out. And so this is basically Amy, you no shit, Lily's yelling Bible verses in grocery store. I am at these people because they're suffocating their children. I'm going zombies, freaking zombies. Oh my God. So anyway, but Amy, they won't let me go with and film anymore. So we'll see what happens after October 1st. Anyway, you guys, I've been over here more than I should. So thank you, everyone. I've been kind of all over the place, but it looks like Facebook is here. So whoever's on Facebook, thank you so much for watching me. Bye. And everyone on YouTube, thank you so much. Until next time, you all stay wild.